Typically, when I'm asked about my favorite horror film, Alien is right up there with The Thing. One element that really fascinates me about Alien is how effectively creepy the film is. Even though on paper it's basically just a monster on a spaceship concept that was very common in many sci-fi B movies in the 50s. It's like the creators said, hey, let's do the same thing but really up the scares. As I was watching it, alone at night, I realized how disturbing the film really is. What makes it so effective though? As with all great films, it's a series of interlinking parts coming together like a perfect ingredient, with talent and hard work thrown in with a bit of luck. At its core, Alien is kind of a sci-fi slasher movie, at least in the first half, and the monster is still a guy in a suit. Oh, but what a suit though! Watching it again, the production design really stood out to me. I appreciate the intricate detail of the Nostromo. The model looks so lifelike, and the opening scene is so imposing and ominous as we approach it. Atmosphere is key too, as Alien is really about building things up. The monster doesn't really even show up for about a half an hour or so. The camera moves down the dark, musty, cramped corridors of the ship. It's quiet, but for the slight flutter of music in the soundtrack, the low rumbling of engines, and the whirring of a computer screen. The interior of the ship looks like a mining vessel. It's not really built for comfort. It's Alien itself, and it doesn't seem all that welcoming. It helps that the lighting works really great. Things are dimly lit enough so that you can make out the outline of everything, but much is still kept in shadow. This works when the monster shows up, as it's organic, but blends in with the metallic knobs and wires and pipes surrounding everything, often with mist or dripping coolant around it. Lighting also worked really well to emphasize the creature's threatening nature. The design of this truly alien predator, the long cylinder head and the bony, spiked body complete with the reptilian insect tail with the little stinger at the end. No eyes, just a many-fanged, dripping mouth with a smaller set of jaws within. The monster isn't implied to have any emotion, but those fangs just seem to emote so much hate, and that's just the final form. What a monster! A truly alien one. Now there are some shots, like the one with the flamethrower in the vents. Nobody this time gonna interrupt me? Okay, good. There are some shots like that one, where the costume is a bit more obvious and you can see the rubber texture of the outfit. But for the most part though, the close-ups within the dark corridors are extremely effective. The monster lurks in the shadows and we only get glimpses of it, much like the members of the crew. I also think the writing of this film is on another level in terms of establishing scene and characters through dialogue and just basic motions. These people are working class folks, and their snippets of conversational dialogue aren't really the focus, but we get a strong feeling of who they are anyway. We can tell they've been away from home for a long time and they're tired, eager to get back. We feel like we know them, even though we have no real details about any backstory or motivation for any of them. That sort of subtlety is just so amazing in that it does so much without seeming like it does. That's the kind of beauty that this movie has as a whole. There's a lot more going on here thematically without anything really being stated. The predatory alien and its invasive nature is one element commonly talked about. This movie's been analyzed a great deal. There's the whole aspect of corporate greed being a bigger evil than the monster on the ship. I find the character of Ash to be more creepy than the monster in some ways. Then of course there's Ripley, who doesn't seem like the main character, but slowly grows into one by the end, and of course setting her up to be one of the biggest action stars out there. There's a great deal to discuss about Alien, with topics for many other videos. It's fascinating, brilliant, and frightening. It's Alien.